little tricky. I might fly too close to the sun and end up regretting it because we got Doc Ock, and this dude takes up a lot of space. I mean, look at that. That's probably people's biggest gripe, is that you can't manipulate the tentacles, and I get it. I mean, I'm annoyed about that too, because it's like, come on. They say, like, oh, it's a safety thing with the wires in there, but look how thick these are. Surely it's safe to put wires in there. Come on, if I stab my own eye out, then I'll take my chances. Hasbro can be, liability-free. Anyway, at least when they were sculpting them, like, why sculpt them so they're pointing down? It's not like they support his weight or anything. You can't have him walking on them. But I digress. This is what I keep my girlfriend up late at night debating with her. I mean, she feels passionate about these things. She really does. Now then, I might be a little too cheeky. I want to get him up here because the Kingpin is so big. You can put folks in front of him and it's not going to overshadow him. But we got to be so careful with this stand because, like I said, I was being... Look at that, you see? It could all go wrong. Got to be careful that I don't overweight it because I'm pushing Kingpin back, but I don't want the whole thing to topple over. Whew, I think we're all right. So now let's see if Doc Ock and his big cumbersome tentacles will just balance. Hold your breath. This is very tense, isn't it? There we go. Oh, look at that. I tell you what. If I do say so myself, that is pretty boss. Do people even say that now? Boss? I'd say that I'm dating myself, but I don't think that was ever a popular expression. It's one that I use. There you go. So this is a great start here. So we've got, who's technically Sinister Six? Ock, Kraven, Rhino, those three. Vulture, Sinister Six. I know who. Max Dillon. Some Electro coming at you with his Electro hands and his non-classic black leggings, which, again, people aren't too chuffed with. And, not gonna lie, kind of paid through the nose for this guy, because I got onto the Legends Collecting Party Bus a little bit late, and I was like, damn it, I need to get an original Sinister Six member. I do like that this character came with his other head, his alternate head. I love alternate heads. Even if I never use them, it's an extra sign of quality that they come with them, I love the translucent hands. Well, they're kind of translucent. Yeah, they are translucent. Anything translucent I'll mark out for because it just looks great. Whoa. You see that there? I held my breath for a second. That's what we want. Filling in the gaps so that it looks nice together. So we've been having things pretty classic so far, so let's bring things in a little more modern now with a big bang of 90s symbiote villain right here. Who else could it be but Carnage? With Cletus Cassidy. I love this figure. Looks so great. It's funny because, really, he's not that different from the one that came out before, from the Infinite Wave, that... for whatever reason, it just doesn't. That one just doesn't really do it for anyone. Just from what people I've been speaking to. But this one, they just tweaked it. They just tweaked it just enough to make a huge difference. He looks so badass with the axe as well. I mean, that's what Carnage should look like. Just now, I'm waiting for an absolute Carnage figure. Come on, Hasbro. I swear, if Hasbro gave us an absolute Carnage Build-A-Figure, you could just take my money like the Fry gif, I'll just throw it at them if they give me a big, badass, absolute Carnage Build-A-Figure. Speaking of which, actually, check out Symbiote Seeker on YouTube. The guy does amazing customs and just absolutely blew my mind with the absolute Carnage that he made, so check that guy out. But now back to our own Cletus. We're going to elevate him just a little bit and put him jumping in there just below Scorpion. And granted, at the moment, all the characters before Carnage look like they could conceivably be on a team. All these guys would potentially team up and work together to pull off some big heist or, get that damn Spider-Man. Whereas, you throw Carnage in there and it's like, yeah, he's not a team player, but he does look awesome. And he is part of the essential sort of classic foes. Well, not classic foes, but certainly more modern ones as well. Certainly A-list. And who do we have? One of my favorite Build-A-Figures. I think possibly the first Build-A-Figure that I actually got. It is the Sandman, Kane Marco. Again, love this figure. Love the texture on the sandy hands there. Love the sculpt. He came again. It's the accessories, Gotta love the accessories. He came with the wrecking ball hand and the hammer. Just looks terrific. I love this big, sort of scary looking hand, just like reaching out for you. It's a great figure. And again, the messed up head, so good. I'm a huge fan of this guy. A lot of people say he's a bit too big, and to them I say, no, he's not, because he's a Sandman. He can be as big or as small as he wants. One thing that would be nice would be if he had slightly sort of sandy feet, but, I'll let that go. So Sandman can go right about, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Not in a bad way. Look at this. It's taking shape now. We're almost there, I reckon. Next up, we have a classic foe who we haven't seen for a decades, really. Yeah, we've not seen him for, well, certainly since the late 90s, which is the original Beetle, Abner Jenkins. Ever since he took on the Mach 1 identity in Thunderbolts back in '97, golden time. That was my youth back then. We haven't had this character. We've had the Lady Beetle. We've had different sort of versions, but not the classic. Now, look at this. I think you saw me playing with it. A little loose thigh swivel there. A bit disappointing, but it'll do. It's fine. Ideally, this guy needs a flight stand, but my flight stands are otherwise occupied, so I'm going to try and balance him in front of Electro, but I'm not going to lie, he doesn't stand well. But he does stand well enough, and that will do. So we're coming towards the end now. Up next, we got a slightly controversial figure, the Lizard Build-A-Figure. Kurt Connors, the Lizard. Awesome character, and personally, I love this sculpt. I think it's great. I love Dino Lizard. I love Velociraptor Lizard, and I think I might be a one-man band because most people I speak to do not like the dinosaur head. I think it looks great. I dig it. They also say the Lizard is a little bit too big. You know what? I don't think he's too big, but in order for the lab coat to be in scale, then he's definitely too big, because this would be a giant of a man who would need a lab coat this size. Even the Kingpin, I think, would be swamped in this. He'd look like he's, going to school in his like Big Brother's hand-me-downs. And of course, another thing with the Lizard is he does not stand well. A lot of people have problems and complaints with how the Lizard stands up or does not, as the case may be. So I use the tail, as everyone does, to keep him where he should be. Also, one other thing, lab coat, way too white. Way too white. The dude lives in the sewers. He's been trudging through God knows what, and got a bright personal white lab coat. Nah. They need to muddy that up a little bit. Because look at all this. No one wants to look at this. This is just real estate that needs to be filled. And who better to fill it with than Spidey's franchise player here, the Monster Venom. Well, not Monster Venom, the Deluxe Venom Build-A-Figure. This guy's fantastic. Well, he is fantastic, but he also is just a repaint. And I do have the Mac Gargan Monster Venom, but you know what? This guy just looks so awesome. And let's face it, the other two Venoms that have come out, a little scrawny, a little smaller than they really should be. So this guy really gives you that extra size and that intimidating kind of look. And now I'm being intimidated by Beetle, who I fear is not going to... Ooh, You can stay there? Good, Beetle. Alright, I'm going to move this down a little bit so that we don't lose the front. I don't want to chop Vulture's head off either. There we go. Okay, we're getting there now, aren't we? A figure that is in incredibly high demand. I paid an incredibly high price for him, but he's worth it. It's the Hobgoblin. It's Jason Macendale or Roderick Kingsley or Ned Leeds or whoever you want it to be. I think Ned Leeds is like the sort of the quintessential Hobgoblin. But this guy is wicked. He's fantastic. He was worth the money. It was a lot of money. But he was worth it. Absolutely love this figure. I don't have him on his Goblin glider because the glider does it kind of tacky. But just standing there looking menacing with, oh, look, what did your boy find? Little pumpkin bomb to hurl at his unsuspecting victim. I tell you what, I'm digging this. This is looking good. I'm happy with this so far. So rounding out the classic rogues, we have the Master of Illusion, Mysterio. This is a figure that I was a big fan of. I loved it, but as soon as I got it, I was like, why is he all green? Where's the gold on the hands? Where's the gold buckles? And I'm pretty sure Hasbro heard me and said, "What's that, Dave? You want to pay us an extra 20 quid for one with more detail?" And I said yes. Yes, I did. So he is on the way, the updated, repainted Mysterio. I'm not even mad about paying for him twice because the new one looks so good. And I'll still keep this regular one here so that I can have them side by side and be like, "Haha, Spider-Man, you have found me, but which is the real me?" And of course, Spidey would say, "Well, the one with the correct color scheme, obviously. Don't need Spider-Sense to tell that." But guys, there it is. The classic Spider-Man rogues. And of course, why would they all be together if not to take out everyone's favorite friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? It looks like Spidey might be having a bad day, but it's going to look pretty awesome. So there you have it, guys. That is my first Marvel Legends display video. I had a lot of fun putting this together. We spend so much time and money on these figures that it's great to be able to actually do something with them besides just staring proudly at them every day, which I know that I spent a lot of time doing. So if you enjoyed this video, please do, like, share, and subscribe, as everyone on Facebook says. Well, actually they say it on YouTube, that's where we are, but do it on Facebook too, it's all social media. Either way, if you enjoyed this, please let me know, because then I'll absolutely make more, because I had a great time doing this. I really, really did. It was a lot of fun, and you get a chance to appreciate different aspects and parts of the figures and legends that I maybe hadn't thought about so much. So if you keep watching, I'll keep making these. In the meantime, enjoy your legends, enjoy collecting, be good to each other, and just remain great action figure aficionados, all of you. You utter legends.